first time among its actors the micro, small or medium-sized private and state-owned enterprises. The officials said that the challenge now is to recover the level of economic activity lost during COVID-19 pandemic and specified that their priority is to bring in foreign currency. She also referred to the decision to authorize foreign investment in wholesale and retail trade. Several businessmen present at the meeting showed interest in starting or expanding their businesses on the island in areas such as food production and the import of equipment and spare parts for means of transportation, as well as the sale of Cuban products in Ecuador. Among the issues discussed was the impact of the financial system on the blockade imposed by the United States on the Caribbean nation, which hinders payments and transfers between Cuba and Ecuador, although alternatives are being sought. The Vice Minister expressed to Prensa Latina her satisfaction with the exchange, in which the interests of Cuban and foreign businessmen were aligned with the strategic objectives of the development of the Antillean nation. Grenadillo is on a working visit to Ecuador, where she participated last week in the 14th Ministerial Forum on the Development of Latin America and the Caribbean, and later held meetings with representatives of the Ecuadorian government. Cuba's ambassador to the United Nations in Geneva, Juan Antonio Quintanilla, reiterated his country's commitment to the fight against racism and denounced the structural presence of this scourge in developed countries. Speaking at the general debate on the subject as part of the 51st session of the United Nations Human Rights Council, the permanent representative highlighted that the island is deepening its national program against racism and racial discrimination approved in 2019. Its implementation has made it possible to identify inequity gaps and directly work towards the elimination of the vestige of discrimination, he stressed. According to the diplomat, in this process, Cuban civil society has played a fundamental role, including at the community level, with dialogue and exchange of criteria with organizations and citizens. He also stressed that the entire nation extended its commitment to the eradication of racism beyond its borders. Its stance materialized with its support for the liberation struggles and against apartheid in Africa during the last century, and it's currently helping the effort of other governments in terms of inclusive health. Referring to the Durban Declaration and Program of Action, he regretted that more than 20 years later, the objectives set out in those documents for the fight against all